This is Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff, post storytelling edition with all the homies after a week off.
What a weird week off we've had.
This is
It
the post Memorial Day episode.
there were yeah.
Yeah, I
I think
forgot we even had a holiday.
we all had our stuff personally going on.
We all had things.
Some of which are some hilarious stories that may come out at some point. Maybe not this episode, but who knows?
Yeah.
Can never be sure. Can never be sure. This is Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff. I am Muff, the person trying to steer this rudderless ship. Joined alongside is the Ohio degenerate, the uh, fan of the Kraken, as typical, even though the season's over. Jim's still sporting his Kraken attire.
But never mind. I'll let you introduce everyone, and then I'll ask.
The Ohio
Okay.
Homer, Jim.
Hello, friends.
Hello,
Also,
Jim.
also is the medical degenerate, the degenerate or the guru of all things medicinal.
That
And
that's me.
I don't know if there's anything else that goes with your moniker or your AKAs, your aliases there, Alex. And last, but certainly not least, the guru of officiating, joined with the guru of glitter and all things fun and exciting,
Glitter.
and the person who will be giving us a snippet at some point during this episode from the Harper household, Nate and Sam.
What was that?
Wow. Wow.
Well, I kind of was choking on some saliva and then it got stuck in my throat and I didn't realize I was going to sound like a boy, like 12-year-old boy going through puberty. So yeah.
All I heard was like,
I'm here.
Okay. We have that. This is going to be kind of a, I don't know, ragtag episode here of we're just going to start going through some stuff. We'll
it's a
hit
summer episode.
Yeah, we'll hit the normal talking points that we go throughout the normal times and go into some basic topics. This is kind of we're not in the dog days of summer, but we're definitely in the the heavy time of no sports. Even though we have two finals happening at the same time, for us this is kind of like a downtime.
Hello, loyal listeners, to Sports Hub Jim and Muff. This is take number 4. But I would like for you to rate, comment, subscribe, poke, tickle. I can't say anything else because there are children around. So do all the fun things.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some ideas. I got some ideas.
Jim,
Yeah.
we kick this off with the NHL. So you have fully denounced your Golden Knights fandom, correct?
Correct. I have to at this
So are you rooting for the Predators or the Golden Knights?
point. I'm
I mean, the Golden Knights, the Panthers.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I'm not rooting for anybody.
Are you done with hockey now?
Yeah.
Briefly.
Jim just hopes both teams have fun.
Yeah.
Jim
Yeah.
just hopes if he has to watch a game, it doesn't start at 10 o'clock.
Exactly. Like that is my real true joy is that I don't have to stay up that late.
You needed to pick an East Coast team.
You know, a lot of people have said that to me, especially in the last 2 weeks. It's like, hey man, you got a cool hat, but like you should have picked an East Coast team. And I'm like,
You're in
not
two
wrong.
now, though.
Yeah. I like the Kraken. I like their style of play. Like I like their fan base is cool too. So I'm in.
He's all in on the Kraken. In the NHL, the Vegas Golden Knights and the Florida Panthers are just started their series over the weekend. We have the Golden Knights after a game 1 win. I believe it was 5-2 up in the series 1-0. The Knights are the heavy favorite in the series, and the Panthers, as the 8th seed who came out of the Eastern Conference, are overperforming in many people's eyes, but most are hoping for an entertaining series. But then
Wait, who are you saying is overperforming?
the Panthers as an 8
Oh,
seed.
I thought you said Knights for a second. I was like, wait. Thank you, Muff.
Yeah, so everybody's just hoping for a good series, and obviously there's a lot of South Florida action going on in both the NBA and NHL finals. So we will see how that plays out throughout this week. I didn't get a chance to watch the first game. I just saw the final score. Any thoughts on hockey as we have entered the Stanley Cup finals?
I watched the first two periods of that game before I finally had to call it a night.
Were they
And I don't know.
entertaining?
It is. I mean, speaking of the entertainment value for it, like the Golden Knights do the same thing before every game. It's starting to get old. And people are like, "Oh, it's such a great thing they do before the game with like the pregame show." It's like you do the same thing over and over.
You gonna describe it, Muff or Nate?
So they do a bunch of stuff with like the images on the ice, but mainly what they do is they take four guys and they put them down on one end of the ice with flags of the other team, waving them around. And then here comes Mr. Golden Knight to come and save the day and fend off the people from the other team, whatever. And he always ends up winning at the end, but it's just weird.
As a special novelty factor that is cool once or twice, and then you get
Yeah,
old.
they show like the Golden Knight and one other person from the other side like have a sword fight at center ice, and the Golden Knight always wins and whatever.
So what do you think they should do?
I don't know. I just feel like you're just running into the ground by doing the same thing. But I mean, it is different. Nobody else really does anything pregame other than show something on the jumbotron.
Okay, I'll throw one at you. The Dallas Stars shout at the top of their lungs during the national anthem anytime the word stars come out.
Vegas does that when they say night.
What do you think of that?
I think it's disrespectful. I said that last night.
Yeah, I don't know. But a lot of places do the like, oh,
Yeah.
But I guess that's just a celebratory, like a oh.
In the home of the Chiefs, the Kansas City, they do that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's a little too far for me.
I don't know. I don't mind it much. I mean, but some people like one of the other end of the couch does. But
by the third game, as an opposing fan, I did not like it.
Well, that's like I think it was the Carolina series. Carolina was screaming red, or maybe the Panthers were screaming red in the Star Spangled Banner as well.
Yeah, there's a lot more of that than I think people realize.
Huh. That's the first time I'd seen it. Fair enough.
So there's some hockey talk. What are we predicting the end of the series being? Who's going to win and how many games?
Vegas in 7.
I'll take Vegas in 6.
Predators in 7.
Panthers.
Damn it. I keep saying that. I was talking about Carrie Underwood last night, so I'm on a Predators in my mind.
Huge hockey podcast here. I will take the Knights in 6 as well. We also Sam. Yeah, Sam.
I will go Knights in 5. Is that a thing?
It's an option.
I was really hoping she was going to say 8.
No,
or 3.
No, I know there's only 7 games.
Okay.
I was waiting for her to say in 3.
No, 5.
Okay.
All right. We also have the NBA Finals happening right now. We have the Heat taking on the Nuggets. Nuggets up 1-0 coming into Sunday action. And the game's actually happening right now. You can probably get a live look in on what the score is. Nuggets were dominant in game 1. A lot of the Heat role players that had played well, Max Strus being one of them, Caleb Martin, did not play well in game 1. And that was part of the demise. Jimmy Butler was not able to pick them up. And Nikola Jokic had a triple-double alongside a good game from Aaron Gordon as well as Jamal Murray. So pretty heavy Vegas and people are on the Nuggets to win this series in 5 or 6 games is a lot of the projections here.
Live looking right now, Denver's up by 10, 42-32, just under 8 minutes to go in quarter number 2.
So things are playing out as we would expect. Just real quick, what do we think the outcome in this series is going to be? Starting with Nate.
I haven't watched a single second of the series. As we know, I'm not the big basketball guy. But given the score of the first game, score right now, I think Denver gets it in 5 or 6. I'm only interested in seeing how the local guy does for Wheeling University, and that's Haywood Highsmith. He actually, I think in game one, I think he actually outscored Jimmy Butler for that.
He had 18 points off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure how he's done this in this game. We'll do a quick check here. Alex, what do you think of this series?
I think the Nuggets just kind of are going to earn it, and it's going to go down as not a super exciting series.
Right now, Haywood has 4 minutes played, 1 foul, 1 board.
Jim, thoughts on the NBA Finals?
Nuggets sweep.
Nuggets sweep. I'll go for the Nuggets in 5. So, yeah, Haywood Highsmith, local ties, Wheeling Jesuit University grad, now Wheeling University, has played with the 76ers, has played abroad in Germany, and I think one other country abroad, and has been back and forth with the Heat and got some good minutes and made use of those minutes in game 1 of the NBA Finals, which was on Thursday night. Real quick, because you have to talk. If we're talking about basketball, we have to talk about LeBron.
No,
So we have. Oh, we do. Oh, we do. We have not talked since the end, or since some of the noise after that series came out. And one of those things was that LeBron was playing injured. Everybody, he was playing injured and still was trying to will his team to victory.
Next. I'm not even going to get into it. Like, let's go on to the Pirates. The Pirates are still winning, boys.
Wait, why are we not going to get into it?
Because we're not going to buy into the hype. We're not going to do it. We're not going to be the show that feeds that man's ego.
What about his retirement rumors, Jim?
And the Pirates have a winning record, boys. We're in
so
the
you're
month
gonna
of
go.
June.
You're gonna go away from LeBron James, hashtag LeBron James, and go to hashtag Pirates.
Let's go Pirates.
Let's
go Buccos.
Jim is not good at clickbait situations here.
I'm not going to give it to you. We're not going to make LeBron on this show a thing.
You have tried. You literally just spent like 2 straight weeks trying, and it didn't work out.
I have my rant. Go to the last episode. We're not doing it. We're not going to get this summer of no LeBron.
Well, that's not going to happen. We're going to talk about LeBron at some point.
Let's not. Come on. Let's focus energies and positivities to the Buccos. Half game back.
Half game back in the NL Central. The Pirates still have a winning record. They're holding on for dear life after sweeping the weekend series against the Cardinals.
What's wrong with you guys? What's wrong with you guys? Yinzers. I'm pissed at all of you.
Have we not talked about this already?
I was in attendance on Friday.
That's a fan.
Why are you pissed at us?
Where's the excitement? You're in June, baby. Winning.
Jim, there's still 110 games left, isn't there?
You know what? We've been doing the podcast for almost 3 years.
Jim, you were speaking from someone who has not poured their heart and soul into a Pirates season that started this way. I am excited. I'm happy. I like that I enjoy sitting down and watching a Pirates game. However, I'm not going to 1,000,000% put my heart that we're going to win a World Series.
There's not even positivity, though.
Because I get hurt all the time.
But let's take
it's a toxic relationship, Jim.
Here's something I need you to understand. You get pissed at a team, you find another team, and you move your fandom. You went from the Blue Jackets like, no. I love the Blue Jackets. Oh, maybe I don't like them. I like the Knights because they're new. I like the Kraken because they're new. All their teams are gone except for the Kraken.
That's hockey. You guys for 3 years have been miserable. Now there's a chance for you not to be miserable. You
can't even get not miserable about watching Ohio State football.
That's part of being the fan.
I'm not miserable. I'm just I'm cautiously optimistic.
Ohio State goes to a national championship. You're like, whoa, guys, we can't get excited. We can't put bad thoughts
the bad juju in there.
You're doing it with the Pirates right now, who have a track record of not needing any more bad juju.
But you guys know the outcome's not going to be a World Series. Let's take one good thing. Yeah, we did it. Remember that time we were in June? Remember?
I know. I'm just glad we have a team that can actually compete.
Yeah, I like Nate's take.
Like I'm not expecting them to go and win 100 games. Like I'm just glad that I can actually put on a game and I don't have to worry about seeing a position player pitch or we're going to lose 100 games, or like right now. I mean, yeah, we're 3 games over 500, but they're enjoyable to watch. Ask me again in September if they're enjoyable to watch, and I'll let you know.
Nate's the fan Pittsburgh needs.
Nate's a
I feel like
still
Jim just needs
jaded
to listen
Pirates
to
fan.
more of Mark Madden.
That's you. Do need some more Mark Madden in your life. If you would talk about Yinzer life, Jim, that's the epitome of Yinzer life right there. Mark Madden.
Y'all need to be like Nate. That's all I'm saying.
Nate doesn't sound excited. He's just happy that they're competitive. He's not. He's not here saying, "Oh, they're going to make the playoffs."
There's
This is the
happiness in
best
his
thing.
voice.
Because he witnessed them win a game.
He sent a Snapchat.
Yeah, they were down 5-0 early, and then they were down 5-1 at the end of 6, and they got their heads out of their asses in the bottom of the 7th and came back and won 7-5.
He sent a Snapchat from the game, boys. He was there.
I hope that nobody's sending me Snapchats because I don't even have it anymore.
I was for a while, and then you never answered them, so I assumed that you didn't have it.
Explains your dating life.
We did go to the game.
That's what we just said. Yeah.
Yeah. Sam, did you drink out of a baseball hat? Did they have one of those drink options?
No, we had very sweet SWEET sweets seats. It was great. 10 out of 10 food. Drinks were out of a plastic cup with a P on them for the Pirates, but not out of a baseball hat. Anywho's, who's ready for my snippet?
I'm ready.
I would like to know first what your favorite food was.
Oh, so the potatoes were really good, and I've never met a potato I didn't like, so that's not shocking.
What types of potatoes?
There were little roast beef sliders with horseradish sauce. They were really good.
He just asked you what kind of potatoes there were.
Oh, Redskins, roasted Redskins.
Jesus Christ.
And there was asparagus and chicken and salad. It was fantastic. And pizza.
I think now's time to get into Commander's talk now, isn't it?
What?
Apparently nobody's following what just happened there, but fair enough. Snippet from Sam.
Okay, so I'm watching the game, and I was only halfway watching the game, and apparently the batter hit the ball. But I thought that the batter was on its 4th try and walked. So all of a sudden, I'm like, Nate, guess what? And like my friend's fiance was sitting in between Nate and I, and they both just look at me and they go, what? And I was like, that was a walk. And Nate goes, no, it wasn't. That was not a walk.
What was it, Nate? Was it a hit?
It was a single to right.
It was. But I just saw him going to first, and I was like, walk, he's walking. That's a walk. It wasn't a walk.
I'm glad you got excited and tried.
You're a really good trier.
I really tried. And so the rest of the game, I just kept my mouth shut.
Well, and you
No, you did not. You just told a lie.
About baseball.
I talked, but I just didn't make any comments about what was happening during the game.
There we go.
It's like whenever Brian Hayes hit a 3-run home run to take the lead, and I looked it back over. I said, what just happened? She goes, I don't know. They're shooting fireworks.
It was a home run.
You didn't know that at the time.
Listen,
Miranda and I were
much more important.
No, they only shoot fireworks whenever they hit a home run. There's like one from each side of the scoreboard. They let
You
off.
don't even know what's happening. You don't even know, Muff.
What do you mean? No, was it a Zambelli's
fireworks?
No, it was Zambelli's fireworks night. That was the question I had.
No, it was Free Shirt Friday.
Free Shirt Friday.
I did get my free shirt.
Did you know it was Zambelli's fireworks, Jim? Did you know?
Did you know that they shoot fireworks off for home runs?
Yes, because I watched it on TV.
Yeah, I've seen that. I mean, I've been at games. They've been doing that for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it was nice too. And that guy that came up afterwards, they went back to back, and it was that dude's first major league home run.
Yeah.
I question if Muff's really a Pirates fan.
I question if you're really a Kraken fan. Name me 3 players.
Well, that's fair. That's a fair statement. I would consider myself a poser as of yet. I get it. But you...
I bet I watch more baseball in a season than you watch hockey.
You're my friend, and I'm not going to shoot my shot at you right now. But know that I had restraint tonight. You also watch golf. So that's all I'm going to say.
Anything else on
I,
the Pirates, Alex? Alex is an excited Pirates fan.
No, I don't have anything right now. My family went to the game today. My dad apparently won tickets to my brothers, so I got to see a win. I love to beat the Cardinals, even though they're the low man on the totem pole right now in the NL Central. I am cautiously optimistic. I am enjoying the fact that I can wear my Pirates hat and not feel ashamed of doing so at this point. And I'm also glad that when it's on, I can enjoy sit down and watch a game. Like I don't feel miserable forcing myself to watch some games. So I'm
Muff,
overall happy.
Muff, do you have a Pirates hat?
No, I don't. If you really
Can
want to
you
know, I
name
don't. I do. If you really want to know, I don't. I think the only thing that I can put on my head that has any type of sports team is a Steelers toboggan. I believe that's the only thing that I can put on my head that has any type of team allegiance.
Can you name some players for the Pirates?
Yeah, Key Brian Hayes, Santana. Then you've got in the outfield, we've got Brian Reynolds. Big contract extension just signed this year, Jim. Big, huge. Got David Bednar, the Pittsburgh guy, went to Mars High School. Then you got Jason DeLay as the backup catcher. Austin Hedges is the starting catcher. We've got G1 Bay. Do you
I
want
was
me to
gonna
keep
say,
going, Jim? Do we
No, I'm still trying to find the first guy on the
Mitch
depth chart.
Keller?
He's still leaving out one big one, isn't he, Jim?
Yeah. Yeah. The one I thought he'd just throw off first.
What did you think?
McCutcheon?
Yeah,
McCutcheon?
I mean,
Yeah, I
that's like
figured
the
just
poster boy.
McCutcheon is the Pittsburgh Pirates poster boy, but he is, I would not say, their best player.
Okay, fair.
Oh no, but speaking of Pirates that I saw just a little bit ago, they are finally calling up their number one pick from a few years ago, Henry Davis, to AAA.
One step away.
All
One
right,
step away.
let's move on to
Reds baseball? Since you're an
no,
Ohio
they
guy, you want
suck.
to talk about Reds
They
baseball?
suck.
Guardians?
Oh, so I don't know where they stand actually.
Oh, I feel like you had to look there for a second. Who are the Guardians? What team is
I,
that?
my brain did freeze. I will give you that. It did freeze. I was like, what?
The gargoyle, the guardians of the city.
Yeah. Let's move on to
Some football
the
things.
college football things.
How about it, buddy?
Um, the Big 12 is in talks of expanding. Alex, do you know anything about this?
I don't think so.
So they met, the Big 12 met. Do you know where they met, Alex?
No.
They met in West Virginia,
Well, sounds like a decent place for them to be meeting.
right? Right. And they want to expand to take on in two teams, but for basketball only. Sorry for the, lead in for just football, but we're talking about taking in UConn and Gonzaga. It's in talks right now. What do you think
UConn's
about
terrible.
what do you
I
think
mean, I
about
guess
that?
basketball would be good.
Yeah, basketball only. What are your thoughts there, Alex?
In basketball only, it would, I mean,
Be good.
be good, really good. It would make our conference stronger. Football wouldn't do anything, but
All right. All right.
I'd be okay with it if it was just basketball. I'm not really not okay with it if it's football too. I just don't think it adds anything.
That's some more
Okay.
travel for UConn, that's for sure.
The Texas Longhorns, for that guy who talks shit on me for saying they have a decent roster on paper, just lined up another big recruit Saturday when they signed a star quarterback, KJ Lacey, um, the first commitment for the 2025 class. My question is, and I think it will forever remain, what is Sarkisian offering to land these large recruits?
I don't think it's what he's offering. I think it's what the Texas Boosters have available to offer.
So we're saying it's the NIL situation that's landing them?
I mean, this is 2 years out. I'm not saying anything about a 2 year out recruit.
Yeah, like even class of 2025. I mean, yeah, he can say he's going to commit there, but there's so much time. Like
Yeah.
this dude could get hurt. He can get a better offer from another school. He can go into his junior and senior years and just be absolute trash.
Yeah. Baby Gronk signed with Oregon. Kid's like 10 or 12. I don't think Sarkeesian's doing anything different than anybody else. He's a high profile recruit, yes. But there's a lot, I mean, there's a lot of money and there's a lot of opportunity in Texas with that program as a whole. I
Not a
mean,
winning program. Not even in the playoffs. Not even sniffing the playoffs. Yet landing those recruits.
recruits are going to only be as good as they are once they get on the field. And obviously, that hasn't transpired positively for Texas to this point.
I understand,
So,
but my point is like, it ain't winning that's bringing them in.
I don't know. I feel like Texas and all those programs though has like the prestige. It's like all the kids that grow up in Columbus, they dream about going to Ohio State. You think of like all the kids in Texas, it's like, man, I grew up like I was a huge Texas fan. I always want to do is play football at Texas. And for a while, it was like, well, Texas isn't even the best team in Texas. You had TCU who was doing well. Baylor, when RG3 was there, was playing real well. Texas Tech for a while was scoring at will. So now, I mean, I think Sarkeesian's got him going back in the right direction to start to beat that premier team again.
the flagship institution for the state. It's
Yeah.
also, I would imagine, it's the largest school in the state as well.
I really can't figure out where you guys are landing on this.
He's offering them the same thing everybody else is offering, maybe just a little bit more because they have more at their disposal. I don't think he's offering anything different. It's just what is the number?
So, do we think he's offering more in the NIL situation than anybody else? Yes or no?
I'm going to say no. There's probably some more schools out there that can offer more in NIL as of right now. But I think Texas is on their way up, especially with going to the SEC. That's really going to get some recruits that want to go to that conference just to say they're an SEC player because they still treat that conference like it's gold. And
So, if it isn't winning, it's not NIL. What? Because we all said NIL is comparative to everybody else. Muff with the face. What is it about Texas
It's the
that's
prestige of playing there, just like going to Notre Dame.
the prestige of going there is why we're landing the top quarterback recruits this early.
if
The
he's from the
prestige
state of
of
Texas,
Texas.
if
He's
he's
not.
from the state of Texas, yes.
I mean, I see what Nate's saying. I think that there was a point where playing for Texas, and I think it's the brand, and they are on an upward trajectory. So you're not getting on something that's already at the top, where they already have their set in stone people. I think that you're getting on it right now during a climbing period. It's like when you like buy stocks when they're lower.
KJ
You
Lacey was from
sell
Alabama.
what?
KJ Lacey was from the state of Alabama.
So you're
Okay.
going to play in the SEC. You're going to play in the SEC. You're going to play a lot of games in and around your home state while you're going to be at Texas. We play a lot of these teams. Alabama doesn't want you yet, and we want to catch you before Nick Saban decides he really wants you or any other teams in the SEC because you're in that country, that part of the United States. So we want to lock you up right now. We're going to give you this on the spot.
All right, Muff. Before you, okay.
Nobody else is going to 2 years
He
out.
had an offer from Alabama, had an offer from Oregon,
What are the
had an offer
offers?
from. Okay, so now that's what I'm asking. So we're saying the offer is a full ride. Is that what we're saying? Well, maybe Alabama didn't offer a full ride.
No, maybe Alabama wasn't offering any huge NIL stuff, and Texas was like,
That's what I'm trying
That's
to
what
say.
he's at.
I'm not saying, no, I'm saying that they aren't offering. One, Alabama's already on record saying that they're not offering huge NIL deals anyway, huge comparatively. What I'm saying is 2 years out, Nick Saban's not going to say, oh, let's toss all this money at this kid. Like,
Sure,
we're not
sure.
going to, but Texas may be like, we'll say they've got 2 million. We're going to toss 2 million at this kid.
Yep.
That's kind of our normal high level profile. It's 2 years out. They're just taking a chance 2 years out that they're going to be the same player that they want 2 years from now, and is going to translate that other teams aren't willing to take a chance on yet.
Okay, so let me back this up because I will say for a second that maybe I did this dirty. This kid had an offer. We don't know what the offer is. from Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, Texas A&M, Oregon, Auburn, Colorado, Florida State, Miami, Notre Dame, Oklahoma.
So basically, wherever he wants to go, he could go.
Yeah, he had scholarship offers.
So we're going to say that. Hold on, Muff, because now you're screwing me up. I'm trying to play fair. Let's just wait a second. Let me set the terms before you talk, because you're going to open up a hole that may screw you up in my arguments, and I don't want to get there yet. Okay, we're saying that they had offers. Let's start baseline. Those offers baseline scholarships. Okay, which means everybody's laying level playing field. Okay. Then let's look at.
Well, I mean, realistically, I mean, tuition, room, and board are different from school to school, so maybe some are more than others.
He's not going to have to pay to go.
Right.
Okay. Then you start. Let's level up the playing field from this kid's perspective. Okay. Let's look at the coaching. You got Nick Saban, and then everybody else. Sarkisian comes in second on that list, if you're me. And then you got Deion's fanciness in there. You're going to get some notoriety. Then you got what's his face from A&M,
Jimbo.
Yeah, Jimbo.
Oklahoma's in there. So then you got like school prestige, which is Alabama, Oklahoma, Texas, Tennessee, Notre Dame. At that point, you got to look at the wins. Alabama's up there pretty freaking high.
Stopping you. Alabama's up there pretty high. Alabama is also in the middle of a quarterback transition.
Okay, so now that neutralizes them. I'm with you.
And maybe Sarkisian also says, "Hey, 2 years out, yeah, we've got Arch, we've got
you're our guy."
I don't think he's going to say that to him.
You have a chance to be our guy.
No, not if Arch Manning's there and he's playing any well.
Okay, you keep solving this for me. So then, what is it, Muff, that makes this kid sign to Texas? Because like we've neutralized all of the playing field here. It's got to be NIL money.
What made him not sign to Notre Dame? What made him not sign to Alabama? Go ahead, Nate.
Well, you did it for me already.
NIL, and then Jim hit the nail on the head earlier. It's the coaching. Like when you think about it, Nick Saban's not getting any younger, no matter how good he is. And what is Nick Saban known for? Coaching DBs.
It's like, and Nick's already said he's not giving NIL.
Right. So this kid's like thinking, I want to make the most money for myself as I can. I want to get to the next level. What's my best option? And you see Steve Sarkisian is getting all this notoriety for getting guys playing in like an NFL type system. And he's a great offensive mind. Well, if I'm a quarterback, I would rather go play for an offensive minded head coach than a defensive minded head coach.
Yep.
Is that a logical? Is that okay to you, Jim, or is it NIL and only NIL?
I think with the NIL, I think that's what makes it more attractive for Sarkisian. Is he's the clearest route to get paid now and down the road.
He was going to get paid no matter where he went if he's that high of a recruit.
But is he going to get paid down the road?
It's going to be
quarterback for Ohio State. If Ohio State made an offer and you stack Ryan Day, Sarkisian, and Saban, are you going to get paid now and down the road as a quarterback? Who's the one that's going to do it? Long term. You're going to make the most money long term with Sarkisian right now as a quarterback.
Now, I'm going to throw a whole big wrench in this for you, Jim. You know what's going to happen?
What?
Transfer portal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You're right. 100%. Anyway, let's move on one more time. The NCAA 2024 game is coming out, and there's a heavy emphasis on the dynasty mode. We all just sat here and played where would you go, what would you do, blah, 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 with a recruit. What is dynasty mode going to look like in that video game? Are we going to have to use NIL? What do you think that's going to be like? Am I going to
is NIL a feature in dynasty mode? That's
I don't know.
question number one.
I know that the transfer portal is going to be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I gonna have to do math to play a video game?
Yeah, Jim, you're gonna have to figure out how you can beat Texas.
Right?
Yes, they look pretty good on paper, Jim. I don't know about you.
They do look good on paper. You are absolutely correct.
Wow, in 2 years they're gonna look even better on paper. This recruit they
So
just
much
got,
better.
they offered him like $20 million. Oh my
20
God,
million.
guys, he's gonna be a tens of millionaire before he even comes to Texas.
The
Jesus,
last game
from
was what?
Alabama, roll Tide.
The last game we was 2014.
Yeah.
Do you all? I remember playing it. I don't know if
Mhm.
anybody else does.
Yep.
But yeah, I think Nate, you had a dorm wide tournament on that, didn't you?
Yeah, but I think it would have been before 14.
Yeah, I can remember. Did you guys play Dynasty mode on that?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Dynasty. Is that I can't remember because I always remember it was like you were the coach and like same thing like the transfer portal. You could always switch schools.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Dynasty mode back in the day. It's been so long.
I can't wait to play it. I'm gonna buy a PS5 to play it. That's how excited I am. Will you all be purchasing it, Alex?
If they make it for PS4, I don't know that right now at this point in my life I'll buy a PS5 for it. So probably not.
It's gonna be on Xbox.
Yes.
Oh, then yeah, I'll probably get it.
Nate,
I want it. I just that's what I want for.
do what, Nate?
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna play against each other.
Oh, we should start a league.
We're gonna have seasons.
Nate, what do you have? Xbox,
Xbox.
PlayStation.
It's
Xbox.
probably cross-platform, isn't it?
Well, I thought I saw
on the
now
game.
they're getting that set up now where guys on different operating systems can play live against each other.
Yeah, we can figure that out.
We should start a sports stuff with Jim and Muff league.
Dynasty League.
Oh my god, I'm so about that. Okay,
Jim can't be Ohio State. I can't be Penn State. Alex can't be WVU. Nate can't
Alex
be.
can be WVU because it doesn't really matter.
When Alex whoops you.
Yeah.
When Alex whoops you, I'm gonna remember this.
Lastly, for college football, and this is an idea that maybe the fans can vote on, but I don't know if you guys have seen the who has the best helmet in college football. Have you guys seen those brackets?
No,
No, I haven't.
this is something that happens periodically.
I've heard about it. I haven't really seen one recently. I've seen some for like best venue or best like crowd
fan base. Yeah,
Yeah.
I am going to start probably next week. We're going to we're going to do it live here on the show. Well, as live as we are. We're going to have a vote on who has the best helmet.
Golden Domers.
We're going to start next week with we're only going to do the Power Five.
Oh, so we can't have independents in there?
And the independents. I am going to put the independents in with the ACC as they should be.
Now, when you say independents, I hope you mean more than just Notre Dame.
Yeah, they're in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know who the other independents are.
Look, BYU, Notre Dame, SMU.
No, I think SMU is in a conference.
Yeah, we'll bring them in there.
I was thinking of the Naval and
Army, Navy.
They should have their own bracket. We'll have their own bracket.
They will need their own bracket just on the helmets that they wear for that game.
Yeah.
That's true. They probably win if you're looking at just their specialty helmets.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah. Next week's bracket will be the Pac-12. That's where we'll start.
Well, I think we know who wins that.
We just throw them out.
Well, you got. Well, that's the thing.
Toss Oregon out already.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. So, Jim, if whenever you got to do this,
Yeah.
are you picking one helmet or are you picking the whole variety of helmets?
I think the whole variety.
So we're gonna have to like average out.
So Oregon's going to have their own bracket. Got it.
Yeah.
No, like you get to say like Oregon, because they have a variety, that will help them in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Anything else in
Pac-12
college?
next week.
Yeah, Pac-12 next week. Anything else in the college football world?
No, I can think of, to be honest.
Alex, you're not even talking tonight. I'm not even sure you're on the show.
I'm so tired. Yesterday I kayaked for like 7 hours. I'm working really hard to be present.
Yeah.
I've had a rough weekend myself, sir.
I know. I'm not saying you haven't.
But I'm still bringing it.
I'll
Sorry.
say the only other thing college football I saw was some games now are starting to be announced, like what time of day they're being played.
Yeah.
Ohio State's schedule's almost all but out.
Like I saw the WVU Penn State game's a night game.
Yeah.
Backyard Brawl's a night game in Morgantown this year.
Is it a Thursday?
Is it a Thursday?
It might be. Let me check.
Oh, Alex.
I know it's a 7:30 kick.
Oh, if it's 7:30.
No, it's a Saturday night in Morgantown.
Oh man, they're still
Oh.
still
No,
in
the Penn State WVU game is a Thursday night in Happy Valley.
Yeah.
Are we going? No, we only said we're going to the Morgantown game, right?
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be a gettable ticket. Easily gettable ticket. Sorry, Alex.
I know.
All right.
I can probably come up with some WVU tickets. Only 2.
Well,
We need them like a year in advance, though.
we need 4 of them.
But I know someone with season tickets.
But if they only have 2, we need more than 2.
Well, I could probably find you 2 more.
We need them
Oh,
next year in Morgantown.
I'll see what I can do for you.
Okay.
Give it a shot, Sam. Appreciate it.
I got you.
What happens when a football team runs the ball into the other team's end zone?
Interception.
Okay, moving along. From college football to the NFL. First, we're going to start with a college football.
Touchdown. It's a touchdown.
Thank you.
I realized what you said. It didn't make sense at first.
I tried.
You know, the show's just better when you don't speak.
Sam, I don't agree.
I don't either.
I don't agree.
The viewers love me.
We just trend up when Sam's talking. So Jim,
Yeah.
your buddy,
Yeah.
Mr. Kevin,
What do you do?
he said, as now the Chicago Bears GM, that the Bears are now saying that Arlington is no longer their singular focus for a new stadium. So he's been there for how many months now, Jim?
Maybe 4.
And he's saying, oh, that thing that everyone said we're going to have a new stadium is going to be in Arlington. Well, we may be looking at other places too.
Well, don't worry. That's probably a lie. It's probably a false promise.
So I had to toss that out there because we all know Jim loves Kevin Warren.
What an idiot.
Everything he does for the game. The league meetings happened since our last episode, and a rule change that has happened is that now all kickoffs that are fair caught before the 25-yard line will now go to where, Nate?
The 25-yard line.
25-yard line instead of the 20-yard line. A big change. This could pretty much eliminate the kick return game all said and done. Because if you know you're going to get it to 25, that's an extra 5 yards from the 20. Do you really need to run it out? Is it worth trying to get more field position past the 25? How do we foresee this changing game flow, the kickoff itself? What do we see happening here?
I mean, I can't remember which returner it was, said, whatever, screw this rule. I'm not fair catching that damn thing.
I'm sure it wasn't Pac-Man Jones.
It might have
no
been.
longer playing, but
no, but I thought it was another current returner, maybe somebody for Dallas, I want to say, but I'm not sure.
Cordero Patterson is like the only big name returner left, right?
Yeah, that I can think of that is notable.
Right. I mean, there's others that have their highlights, but he's the only he's like the last of that guard left. So
I mean, if anything, just tell your kicker to boot the ball through the end zone anyway.
Yeah.
Because I think you're going to have teams that are going to try to pooch kick it to about the 5 and try to make the guy return it, thinking that I don't want to return, or I want to return this. I'm not going to take the easy way out. And then you get pinned inside your own 20 to start the drive.
Right.
And then you're going to have coaches that are going to say, listen, I don't care where that ball was kicked, fair catch the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't need a turnover. We don't need you not getting to the 25. That extra yards is key. Mm-hmm. The league cited that there were some health and safety reasons for this, that injury rates on kickoffs are higher than they are throughout the game.
I mean, if you think about it, it makes sense. You're running down the hill, down basically downhill at each other as fast as you can with all this
Mm-hmm.
momentum to build up. I mean, if you're starting here and you stand up and hit each other, it's like, from here to boom.
I mean, all kicking plays and turnovers are where most injuries happen. Because, like Alex said, you got guys going full speed at each other from 40, 50 yards out on kickoffs. Same thing on punts. How many times have you seen guys in the old videos of Devin Hester returning kicks and guys just get freaking depleted on punt returns? And then same thing on interception returns. So, I mean, that's all they're trying to do is just take the big hits out of the game. But, I mean, at some point, at what cost are you really taking the excitement out of the game and for the chance for something to happen? I mean, there was at least one, if not more, kickoff returns for touchdowns last year.
Right. So do we do we envision this phasing the kickoff out in the future? Is without do we still think of football as football if there's not a kickoff, or at least if there's not kick returns throughout the game?
I don't personally, even as an official, like doing the Pee Wee games and I'm trying to think. I think some middle school games, if not all middle school games, well, no, I take that back. Middle school games in Ohio have no kickoffs. So, I mean, you can get a team that's down 2 scores late in a game and they score, they go for 2, and they're still down a touchdown. They have no chance of getting the ball back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, why am I even trying to go down and score if I've got to have 1 or 2 timeouts left and I can't even remotely get a chance to get the ball back? I got to hope this team fumbles on taking a knee.
Yeah. I think this is the kickoff is an iconic moment, especially something like the Super Bowl. A lot of big moments from kickoffs throughout history. I just think doing this is continue to phase out this piece of the game, and really making. I see financially this becoming more of a, well, we don't have to spend as much money on special teams players now, or those lower end of the rosters, because they don't have as much impact anymore. We don't have to worry about getting that 1 or 2 really good special teams guys, because we're only maybe going to see one kickoff return every 4 or 5 games. So then you can transfer some of that money to the mid to higher level players and get an extra $200,000-300,000 on some contracts that may be meaningful to you, throughout the year on the offensive or defensive side of the ball.
I don't know, just
yeah,
just leave the game alone.
yeah. I also think it could impact the draft later on, right? Sometimes in those later rounds, you're looking for a specialist. You're looking for somebody who can return kickoffs, who can be, that 4-4 guy, 4-3 guy that gets down the field quickly and can, cause some havoc, whether it's kickoff or kick return or something like that. So,
Yeah, like you said, like with the kickoff of the Super Bowl being so iconic, it's like, could you imagine? It's like, all right, we're here. Here's the coin toss. So AFC wins the toss. They're going to start the ball at their own 25.
yeah, we don't even do this kickoff, right? Just, here's the ball. Jim, no thoughts on the kickoff? You don't like the kickoff? Want the kickoff? Hate kickers? Punters are people too. Remember that.
I think if it means they get to cut that position and throw in another lineman or somebody, the owners will do it. So I could see.
So are we phasing out the extra points and field goals too at the same time?
I could see it happening. I don't like it. I like that variety in the game. I like the.
Wait, you just said that you think they're going to phase out field goals and extra points.
I could see it happening. Doesn't mean I like it.
How do you see the path to that happening 10,
Because,
15, 20 years down the road?
I could see them saying that it's not worth the salary spot, or like it's not worth, like you can see injuries in the kickoff.
No, I'm talking about gameplay, field goal and extra point.
I could see them saying like if there's injury, like during that part of the game, like they're susceptible to injuries that to give me kickoffs. We're just gonna make touchdown 7 points. I could see it happening.
And you have to punt the ball, or you have to go for it on 4th down. No field goals.
I don't know.
That was the gameplay piece. Like I can understand the extra point if you want to just make that a 7-point, whatever. But then what do you do with field goals?
Yeah, I just know that if they can get rid of a position, they may try it. That's what I'm getting at. I don't
Okay,
have
the
the
only thing I
kinks
can
worked
see the
out.
NFL maybe doing is take a play out of the XFL book and maybe trying to
Mhm.
do the whole extra point thing a little bit differently.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already moved the extra point back, which I think was a big thing for them because now it's not an automatic point.
You're right.
But now I think they might try to maybe down the line do that. But at the same time, they're probably thinking, well, we don't want these guys out there for an additional play if they don't have to be. I mean, you already have the running clock. It's not like you stop it like you do in college, which now college is starting to get away from stopping
Right.
the clock after a first down, at least in Division One and Division Two.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex. Yeah.
Thanks, Alex. Big contribution from you, bud.
I am
Alex is hanging in
not
there.
I am not pro getting rid of the kickoffs in football. I like them. I see the side of them where there is the risk of a more significant injury. However, I think if you get rid of them, it changes the entire feel of a game because you like you guys were saying basically to echo it, the you take away the opportunity for that like exciting big play. Um, you take away an opportunity for a guy who may not have another strong role on the team, but he's a great special teams guy. So he's going to play in all of those kickoff situations. You lose like the Devin Hesters with their kickoff return. Like I don't want to see it go away, but I understand. I do see the greater risk for injury. But I mean, I think you mitigate that some with like the fair catch and the kickoff and things like that. So if it's just going to be a catch and you have no chance at a return instead of smashing into each other every time for no reason, call a fair catch and catch it. But it gives you that opportunity if you think you can rip big play.
Bingo. And other NFL news, this is where we start to, you know, maybe get into some things that aren't as exciting. Chiefsaholic is on the run, one of top five most wanted in Missouri.
Okay.
One of the top five most wanted.
Yeah, made a top five most wanted list.
Wow.
What did he
Chiefsaholic.
do again? What was a bunch of bank robberies or something?
Yeah, that's the Chief super fan who was robbing banks in other cities and then going to games and representing as a super fan of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now he's top five most wanted.
I feel like that's like hiding in plain sight. Like I'm gonna make myself a super notable like social media character, but also be doing crime on the back end. But you're not gonna suspect the guy like you suspect people would be like disappearing off the grid, not the game to game super fan. It was a solid try.
Give it a good old try. Do what you got to do. Um, the Commanders. I don't think this has been resolved yet, to my understanding. Um, are somebody squatted on the Commanders? I think was it the trademark or the copyright? Somebody squatted on some of the rights to Commanders uh, as the name or whatever they were going to call it. And apparently that initially was a really big thing because we were like, oh my God, what are they going to do? And then the guy, I guess, who had it was like, you just pay me money. I'll give you this.
Yeah.
It was a money grab, but
Hey, I don't blame him. I'd do the same damn thing.
right,
As much money as an NFL makes, I would not feel bad at all being like, yep, give me money and you can do whatever you want.
right. So the Commanders will, I almost assuredly still be the Commanders. That will be resolved. It would have been hilarious again if they had to go through that process again and come up with a
Oh,
new
I know.
name. Would have loved every bit of it. Still would have advocated for the Mrs. Snyders.
Yeah.
Still,
Not the Mr. Snyder's.
no, definitely not the Mr. Snyders.
The pretzels. Isn't that that kind of pretzel, Mrs. Snyder?
I got you. Snyder's pretzels, just for Alex.
Maybe they need to get the mascots like the Pirates had the pierogies. The Commanders need to get the pretzels.
Yeah.
Ooh, there you go, Alex.
I did watch that part of the game.
The pierogi race.
Yeah, that's the
Who
best
won?
part.
Was it Rosie?
No, who's Rosie?
Rosie Pierogi.
That's not a person.
Rosie's
No, it's a
pierogies.
Oh, thank
There's
you. No, it's a pierogi.
Jalapeno Hannah, Bacon Bert, Potato Pete.
And
Cheesy
she's not seen a potato she doesn't like, so
Yeah. Oliver Onion,
Mhm.
and there's one more.
Sauerkraut salt.
Sauerkraut salt. Yeah.
Do you at least know what I'm talking about when I say rosy pierogi?
No.
No.
Unfortunate. What started it all, Sam? What started all Rosie's pierogies?
So we
Anything
even
else we got here?
She has no
So
comment.
we even have a bacon Burt refrigerator magnet.
That's cool.
I love
Uh,
him.
in 49ers world, who do we think is going to be starting at quarterback to begin the season for the 49ers? Is it going to be Sam Darnold? Is it going to be Brock Purdy? Is it going to be Trey Lance? What's the future of Trey Lance? How are things going to transpire in San Francisco? We go through the offseason and prepare for the start of the season. Week 1 starter, Alex, for the San Francisco 49ers is
Brock Purdy. Just
Jim.
kidding.
Brock Purdy.
Nate.
Week 1, Darnold. Purdy won't be ready.
Yep. I agree with Nate that Sam Darnold will be the week 1 starter in San Francisco as Brock Purdy continues to make sure he's ready to go from his offseason surgery. As the season progresses, do we think at any point, barring injury, so barring we'll say a Brock Purdy additional injury, is Trey Lance going to be seen as a starter for San Francisco?
No.
Alex?
I think he has potential. I really do. I think he's one of those guys that
What are you basing this off of? That's what I want to know.
just what I've seen from him so far.
Trey Lance?
Oh, wait, back up. I thought we were talking about Brock Purdy.
Do you see
I'm
Trey
struggling.
Lance starting?
No,
No. Nate?
no Trey Lance.
No, not unless Darnold plays his way out of it and Purdy's not quite 100%.
I was gonna say, did you not? I feel like you asked me if Brock Purdy could be a starter.
No, it's going to be Brock
We
Purdy's
have.
job to lose once he's healthy.
Right, once he's healthy. So what then do we see San Francisco doing with Trey Lance moving forward? Is this somebody that they're going to move? They're going to hold on to him and then move him, or are they going to try to get rid of him prior to the end of his rookie deal?
I think you get rid of Trey Lance. He goes somewhere else to be a backup. I don't ever see him being a starter in the NFL.
I don't know. You traded up to get him, what was it, 3rd overall a couple years
3,
ago?
yeah.
So, I mean, you got to see what you got in him. I think Darnold was just the insurance policy.
Right,
So
which that's what doesn't make sense to
get
me.
every opportunity he can,
Mhm.
but it's really going to come down to those reps in practice and the first couple preseason games as to who starts out the gate.
It doesn't make sense to me. Why are we bringing in Sam Darnold to start the season when you've got a number 3 overall sitting there who's been there for 2 years? Is it 2 or 3 years now? I forget which draft class that was.
At least 2.
Right. Why are we not giving Trey Lance the opportunity to at least go in there for how many games do we anticipate Brock Purdy's going to be out? Quarter of the
I
season?
think they said at least the first few.
Yeah.
So what are you saying? Basically, just let him go in and blow it himself.
Well, at least figure out what you got. You bring in,
I mean,
you know what
ideally,
Sam Darnold
they
is.
want is Purdy to start, but again, if Darnold's going out there and competing and looking good, I mean, you got to put Darnold in there. I mean, it's just an open competition right now for those two. I understand you going out and getting Darnold because you needed somebody because I don't think they anticipate Brock Purdy being even able to dress for the first few games.
All right.
I don't really like Trey Lance or Sam Darnold as quarterbacks. Brock Purdy's the only one that I really have a lot of faith in. The other two, I think Sam Darnold can back up Brock Purdy. I think you get rid of Trey Lance, trade him away to be some other team's backup, move on.
I don't know. It'd be interesting. They jumped up to get Trey Lance, and then we haven't really seen him on the field at all, which seems like a wasted move in the end. So,
well, staying out west, what do we think about the whole news coming out with Jimmy G's foot?
that is interesting, right? Jimmy G hasn't passed his physical yet. And there's the conversation. I mean, at this point, it's still just conversation. I think all reports are indicating that things are gonna happen. It's not like this deal is gonna go all the way south. They just have to make sure that things are good to go. It definitely fuels the fire for the Raiders. See what's going to be happening. But go ahead, Nate. Any other details on that?
No, I just know they said that if he fails his physical before whatever deadline before the season, that they can cut him and not owe him a penny.
Hmm.
Old Jimmy G.
So playing devil's advocate, what happens in Oakland, or I kept saying, want to say Oakland, what happens in Vegas? Say hypothetically,
Stays in Vegas?
yeah. So let's say he somehow is still not able to pass that physical. Then what do you do?
Then I'm curious how badly he's not passing it, right? Is this something that they're
Mhm.
willing to hold on to, or is this like a major
Well, and I think it's
injury
something they had
concern?
to know about before they signed him, right?
Yeah, it had to be disclosed to some degree. It's just like what part of it obviously has to do with his ankle, but what is he not passing? Is it just some scan? Like, I don't know. I'm interested to see what the reason to say no on the pass.
I feel like it would have to be hard for like an athlete like that to not pass their physical. Like, does he have high blood pressure that's not treated and they're just trying to get it under control? I mean,
No, Alex, I think this has to do with his ankle, which is the issue at hand.
yeah, but I don't know.
Oh, they said like right after they signed him, he went and had surgery on
So maybe the recovery's not going as
But
expected. I don't
so
know.
I was going to say I guess that's my concept is it to say you don't pass a physical. Now, to say that you are not recovered enough and ready to play, I've just never really heard him say like not pass it. Like to me, a physical, and maybe that's where I'm going wrong with this. A physical is like a sports physical, like blood pressure, listening for a murmur, do you have a hernia, whatever. And then I thought the ankle was kind of like a separate issue. Like to me, like I don't
The
know.
ankle is the issue.
Like now I would see like there had to have been something in the contract that said like, hey, yeah, we'll sign you, but we know you're gonna have this ankle surgery. I would have to think legally it would be pretty cut and dry, like, hey, that's fine. We know you're getting it. Get it done. And it's not really his fault if like something happened in the recovery. As long as he's following the only way I could see them being allowed to or that I would agree with being allowed to break the contract at that point would be like, hey, you dicked around and didn't do what you're supposed to do during recovery, and now it's taking longer than it should have, and it's because of objectively something that you did. But if you knew he was going to have a bum ankle and he was going to have problems when he signed him,
Well, the contract's in there, Alex. That's why they can do all that.
that's when I would have to see the real contract, see what's up.
Nate just told you if he doesn't pass physical by X date, they can cut him with no
Yeah,
cost.
yes, but like, can you come back and be like, hey, you knew I was like again? I guess they can cut you technically. I don't know. Like if someone gets injured, you usually have to like pay them something if you're going to just cut them.
Well, that's the thing, though. Is he signed as a free agent. He wasn't hurt while he was a member of their franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, yeah, but so you knew that.
I don't
You
know,
knew
where's
what you were getting yourself into, man.
Let's see. Any
Can
other
we move
NFL
on?
news? Can we? Do you have anything to talk about, Jim, in the NFL?
No, not in the NFL. No,
What do you have to talk about then?
I got
Because
the
I think we've
Bayou Barbie
exhausted.
and I got some NASCAR.
Okay. Have at Angel Reese, Jim, aka Bayou Barbie.
So she's done a lot since winning the national title. She made her modeling debut in Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition. Her teammates went to the White House for to celebrate her title. She starred in
Their
a soft
title.
drink. Yeah, okay, my fault, Muff. Jesus. She starred in a soft drink commercial with Minnesota Timberwolves forward Carl Anthony Towns and Zion Williams. And
Oh, Zion Williams was in a soda pop commercial.
yes,
I'm sure that's part of his diet.
yeah, and then she just recently was in a brief short clip or a short cameo in Cardi B's "Put It on the Floor Again."
What?
Okay, yeah, look it up on the YouTube.
Okay.
Cardi B "Put It on the Floor Again." Okay,
You say it again
put it on the
that
floor
again?
again.
and again
Okay, so
and
here's the
then.
situation, right? I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I remembered I saw a picture of Cardi B in a meme from this video and she's got pew pews pointed at the camera.
Because a meme is true.
So I looked up the video and I just
Okay.
watched the video as you guys were talking.
It is indeed true.
Sure as shit, in this video, they be flashing the pew pews like it's nothing.
Is Angel Reese in any of those
She is not in the
frames?
clips with the pew pews.
All done.
And I had to make sure.
Just so we're clear for all of the normal people in this world, Jim, what are pew pews?
Are we allowed to say that on YouTube? That's why I'm using pew pews.
Yes, Jim.
Can't say it on TikTok.
That's what I mean. You're the producer of the show. I think people can infer what pew pews are. I don't want to get us banned.
Yeah, they sure them. What do pew pews do?
They go pew pew.
You.
Firearms, Jim.
Fire. Well,
That's the one.
We might be screwed. Anyway, Bayou Barbie was not seen holding a pew pew.
ATF has responsibility for pew pews.
Yes. But the video was pretty risque, as you would assume with Cardi B Bay. But yeah.
Cardi B what?
B Bay. Lots of twerking, lots of money being thrown, lots of liquor bottles. But
she gonna be suspended like John Morant?
That's where I was trying to make the jump. That's why I watched the videos you guys were talking. Like, wait a minute, Mr. Morant.
Well, we don't know what's gonna happen because they said we're gonna wait till after the finals are over. We don't want to distract the finals. At this point, if the Nuggets go up 3-0, then we may need a distraction and we need to get that a little bit earlier. So what do you think with John Morant? What do we think is going to be that outcome?
He gets a year.
They've said there's more information that's come to light. Like
if there's more out there, he might be indefinite.
Yeah. I don't know if the additional information is it. I don't know if it's related to, as Jim calls them, pew pews. But
He's done a lot.
He's really, what has he done, Alex?
I mean,
it's a trap, Alex. It's a trap.
Tell me what he's done.
I don't have the energy.
Exactly. Kayak is not worth the fight.
He was in a strip club with a bunch of $1 bills and has been on Instagram Live twice with a gun.
But after the first time, he was told to stop by Silver.
Well, they've told Draymond Green to stop being an idiot and quit getting technical fouls and getting suspended, but
that
hasn't stopped.
There's a large difference between ball tags and pew pews. Muff.
Yeah, a weapon in a technical foul.
Owning a weapon legally. There's a difference between that and hitting a man in his livelihood.
Like, I like how you're playing semantics.
Was he brandishing it for self-defense?
Or when you're told by the boss, "Hey, bud, let's stop brandishing it on a children's platform. Like the kids are seeing you."
Instagram's children's platform now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't do a lot of things on the Instagram anymore. Lots of kids be on Instagram. Ask Kardashian children. Lots of kids are on there. Versus ball tagging. Like, there's a big difference, bud.
Is there?
I'm with Jim on this one, believe it or not. It doesn't happen often, but I think this time I am.
I mean, if Adam Silver didn't have a problem with it, then yeah, Muff, I'm with you. But when your boss comes to you and says, "Hey, bud, no more pew pews on the Instagram," and he does it anyway, there's a difference.
And there's a difference between...
This is a year worth of difference, though.
If Adam Silver looked at Draymond and said, "Quit nutting people," then yes, it's the same. I'm not sure he's ever said those words.
You don't think he tells?
Nope.
You don't think there's anything that says, "Hey guys, let's not do this."
Until he comes out and says, "I said to the boys, stop hitting each other in the ball sack." It's
Directly.
Not the same, Muff.
Directly.
I've worked with you long enough to know that semantics matter. And if the words weren't uttered, quit ball tagging. Ball tags are fair game.
Isn't there a rule in the league that you can't do it?
But your boss didn't say don't.
Isn't that what the rule is? The boss saying you can't?
The boss did not set the rule. The boss came to you directly and says, "No pew pews on the Instagram." There's to be no pew pews on the Instagram.
That's not a rule, though.
Muff, you know how this works. The fact you're arguing from a different side blows my mind right now.
I feel like it's purely just to piss you off.
Right.
I'm
Like
just
I'm not
curious.
biting.
This is one of the this is one of those moments where it takes me a minute to realize what Muff's doing, but then I realize it.
I'm not going to do it with him because, like, if he was on the other side of this argument, he'd be like, "Got me. He told me."
Just saying. There's a lot of money behind that whole operation.
Which operation, Muff?
Oh, Second Amendment, buddy. Just remember that.
Oh no.
Okay, Muff. All right, Muff. So what are we saying, Muff?
I'm just saying. Just saying.
Are
A
you
lot of
saying the NRA should sponsor the NBA?
one they will never, or the NBA will never allow that to happen. I would
And why
I was
imagine.
not,
like,
Muff? Why do you feel that way, Muff?
I don't know. Sounds like an Adam Silver problem, not a me problem.
So are you saying that Adam Silver's a leftist?
Think I
it's
made any.
escalated.
I don't think I made any
It's
political
escalated.
affiliation.
So what are you saying? You're acting like he would never allow that to be a thing, Muff.
Tell me any major sports league that has any type of association with the NRA, Jim.
Maybe NASCAR.
NASCAR would be okay with it. They've
Would
had
they? Are you sure?
they have had sponsors on cars, Muff.
It's true they have.
So
Do they
Muff,
now?
why wouldn't Adam Silver?
Do they now?
I don't know. I don't. I'm not familiar of
You're a
the
NASCAR. You're a NASCAR
sponsors.
fan, Jim.
I am not up to date with my sponsorships. My question for you is, why wouldn't Adam Silver do that, Muff?
Adam Silver wouldn't do it because the owners wouldn't want it. The owners wouldn't want it. He
And
represents
why
the
would
owners
that be, Muff?
because the owners don't want to get into any type of sponsorship deals with the NRA
Why not?
for the same reason they probably don't want to get a lot of sponsorship. Jim, I don't see them. I don't see them getting into
Why
any.
would that be, Muff?
They get into bed with, knife sponsors, Jim. Like switchblades.
What's wrong with knives, Muff?
I don't know. They're legal to own, Jim. You tell me what's
Switchblades
wrong
are
with them.
illegal, first of all.
Are they legal in all states?
Well, the fact that
Is it
some
federal?
are like Muff. You see how like it gets turned on you
amendment?
here.
Is there an amendment?
See how you're
Is there-
dancing now.
Is there an amendment about switchblades?
That's what you're trying to make us do. Is you're making us dance when you know the ball tags have not been clearly said. But pew pews on
There's
Instagram,
a rule against them.
Show me the rule where it says specifically ball tags.
Sure, there's a physical harm rule.
There's nothing about ball tags.
I'm gonna find the rule that envelops that. If there's no rule, then why do people get suspended for it?
No rule about specifically from Adam Silver's mouth that says ball tags. Moving on to NASCAR. I think you just wanted me to say ball tags a bunch.
You said it a lot.
We got it out of there, that's for sure.
So 2 weeks ago, Chase Elliott, the poster child now, former champion of NASCAR, what they're calling left hooked or hooked Denny Hamlin very hard and in the dog leg at Charlotte and caused a horrendous crash. If you've seen the slow motion, basically Denny's head rattled around like a pinball. It was awful. And it was very much a Muff style reasoning when asked about, hey, did you do that on purpose? Well, the right side of my car, and I get and on to the next. And the next day, which I was unaware of, the data for the steering is tracked by all drivers, and Denny got the data for Chase's car, and it shows old Chase got pissed that Denny was racing him tight and decided to take a hard ass left, proving, yeah, you hooked him on purpose. And Chase was suspended 1 week. So today he was suspended as we're recording.
Like one race.
Yes. And NASCAR had already set the precedent for this behavior because our guy, Bubba Wallace, had done this earlier this year. Bubba Wallace is owned by Denny Hamlin. And the fan base, and this is the reason I bring this up, the fan base was like, you can't suspend our boy Chase. But when Bubba did it, by God, they wanted Bubba's head. So while NASCAR has made some waves and being progressive. I think we all know the difference here in the fan base as to why we all wanted Bubba's head when he did it, but not the fanboy.
What's that
So,
reason?
it's the color of his skin, Muff.
Okay.
So we saw the whole middle finger thing, right? Is that real?
Which middle finger thing, bud?
Did Bubba Wallace give someone a middle finger on like some interview, or was this just like an angry meme I saw on?
No, yeah, it happened. Yeah.
I think you're living in Jim TikTok world sometimes here, Alex.
I was
You're
just
okay.
that's what I was clarifying. Was it
Yeah,
in
you're
Jim
okay.
TikTok?
You're good.
Yeah. It
Okay.
happened, but it's not like it happened this week.
Not recently, no.
Oh,
Not
well,
recently.
that was I think that was my problem is I really don't follow NASCAR. I just recently
No,
started seeing
yeah.
it. But I didn't hear anything like
Well,
it
neither
seemed
does
like
Jim apparently either.
it seemed like one of those things that it would have come up on like ESPN or something, and I never heard it. So
Yeah. Well,
okay.
it's not a fight. It's not a fight or a middle finger. I don't know if NASCAR's covering it or NASCAR's being covered by the major sports outlets much.
No, not at all, really. The whole thing is that Chase Elliott, the poster boy of NASCAR, intentionally wrecked Denny pretty bad.
Right.
Like, let's just say the new safety gear, let's take it 5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
probably could have killed Denny.
The
Like,
safety
Denny,
measures were challenged in this accident.
very much so bad.
If we're going to call it an accident.
Yeah. So
Crash.
that's the controversy in NASCAR. I definitely think hooking is so bad, especially with these new cars. Like, you just don't do it. I mean, they've got those cars are so safe now, but his head still. I can't make my head bobble as much as that guy's did. It was so bad, but wild in NASCAR still.
Can you explain for somebody like Alex and those that maybe like Alex what hooking is, Jim?
That was going to be
So-
my next question.
I am side by side with a car.
Okay.
Okay. The car gets a little bit ahead of me,
Okay.
and I turn left, hard left, into the back end of their car, like hard hook to make them spin. So their
that's cool.
car, boop.
That's not cool.
No. And then they directly jam the wall. Like, there's no brakes. You're going.
Yeah, because okay, so you're coming around a turn
Yep.
and I'm passing on the left.
Yep.
Do you hit my car?
Yes, I hit your car.
So because I'm passing you, you get pissed off and go,
Yep. And then your front end will then turn in
got
and
ya.
hit the
That's
wall.
not cool.
No. Yes. It's bad. Bad poop.
It's all bad. All day, every day.
It's one thing to bump somebody from behind
Yeah.
because they can control where they're going. When you hook them, you're going to the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's NASCAR talk. Any other interesting news from
And
sports?
that's NASCAR.
I can't think of
Lionel
anything off the
Messi's
top of my
leaving
head.
PSG.
And that's soccer.
Women's College World Series is setting up to do their semifinals.
Yeah, I just got done watching the
Who ended up
Tennessee,
winning?
Tennessee beat Oklahoma State 3-1.
I was watching it before we got on here, so
Jim is not as interested in the Women's College World Series since Oklahoma's player is no longer there.
The coverage isn't the same. Like, I'm not seeing it as much, like the advertisement for it. So I've forgotten about it.
Well, you probably wouldn't have started paying attention until about right now anyway, because you're getting to
Is
the
that right?
semifinals. Like, I think you paid attention before because there was a player.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right.
Well, and the other thing that's shitty, I think, on their part is like looking at tomorrow's schedule for the semifinals. The first game is at noon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not setting yourself up to get the viewership, or I don't even want to say like the lack of respect, but like you don't play a national semifinal on a Monday at noon.
no, you're right. Like
Yeah,
I'm
I
not going to
agree.
be able to watch. I'll be at work. But
Exactly.
if it was on in the evening and I was sitting there,
Same thing, like even out West Coast. I mean, there's one West Coast team, Stanford's still in it. You mean to tell me these people are going to get up on Monday morning at 9 a.m. and not go to work and watch softball? Like, Put the game on at 6 o'clock, or put it on at 7 o'clock. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock out west, but make the West Coast team play late.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like you're
there's got to be a better
Oklahoma
way to
City,
do
you're
that.
already what, one time zone back from us in the East Coast.
Mhm.
I mean, Oklahoma's going to win the thing. We know that, right?
Oh, they're 58-1,
Yeah.
so
I
they're
mean,
in a semifinal against Stanford, and the other side, Tennessee plays Florida State.
They're that team right now that's so good. Like usually I'm like, oh, I want an underdog to win, but I'm like, yeah, they're so good, they deserve it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is it still out in Oklahoma, the finals?
Yeah, it's still in Oklahoma City.
Yeah. That's on my bucket list, is to go to a final.
Yeah, I want to go to Omaha for the College World Series for baseball at some point too.
I couldn't do that.
Why?
I can't get into baseball. It's not my thing.
And that's what I'm watching right now is one of the regional games. Number, same as I said, number 8 Stanford is playing Texas A&M.
I actually watched a travel junior high softball tournament this weekend. Just a little bit of it. It was nice. I didn't realize that was a thing.
It's always
Oh yeah,
softball.
oh yeah.
I didn't realize there was travel leagues.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. Once you get in the summer, everybody plays travel softball, travel baseball.
Huh. Yeah, my buddy's kids playing. I didn't realize it was a thing.
All right. We have any other sports news?
I don't think so.
No.
All right. Well, that wraps up this week's episode of Sports Stuff Jim and Muff. As a reminder, you can follow us at Sports Jim Muff on Instagram and Twitter, Sports Stuff W/Jim, /Jim, Muff on Facebook, on YouTube. Subscribe, comment, rate, review, poke, like, tickle,
Get the bell on.
ding, ding, and keep this rocket ship continuing upwards, onwards, and an upper right progression of what we got going on here. And to do so, make sure that you tell a friend, make a friend, be a friend.